Nomadic Soul Bro, welcome back to the channel. Definitely appreciate all the new subscribers and those of you, that are here for the first time. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, before you leave the video, right? So, many people want to know another thing. I'm going to answer some questions here that I received in emails and stuff like that, right? Like I said before, periodically I'm going to answer, questions, right? So when you do ask me these questions in email, try to be a little bit descriptive, give a little bit more information so I can, properly assess and address, your question, right? Like for instance, how much money do I need to come to Merida, right? That really depends on a lot of things, like how are you trying to live? Are you a family? Are you alone? Are there any children with you? I don't think that's a question that can be answered generally. But I will say that you should have like a steady stream of income of some sort, to be able to support all your endeavors while living here. It's just not responsible, to come here thinking that, you'll be able to lean on some type of community here to help you, right? Are there a lot of Black American families in Merida? I've seen some. I've seen a few in some capacity or the next, some same or opposite relation couples here in Merida as well. Things like that, but like I said before, I'm not a part of any groups or any communities and stuff like that to really give you an accurate assessment, right? But I'm sure there's definitely quite a few. If that's what you're looking for, then surely you can find that those type of communities and stuff like that on Facebook and other type of social media sites, right? And for other nationality as well. Am I happier living in Merida? Happier, yes. Yeah, I can definitely say that, definitely less stressful, that's for sure, with all the societal expectations and pressures in place, that come along with living in America, things like that, racism and stuff like that, I definitely haven't felt any of that here. I do get the stares here and there, but it's more so like, I'm pretty tall, so people are looking at me like, he's pretty tall, or they're trying to figure out by the way I dress, some type of, celebrity, or my basketball player, because of my height, things like that, maybe some of my sneakers, or, just the way I dress, so it piques people's interest, but it's not a stare like, what are you doing here, or what are you doing in this neighborhood? It's not that type of vibe, but definitely not. Can I bring my car to Merida? Yes, you can bring your car here. You can drive your car here. You can also, have your car shipped. Those prices, of course, are based solely, are based largely on the weight of your vehicle, right? With regards to shipping. However, there are more steps, to have that car legalized, like once it arrives here, But definitely you can drive your car here, but again, to legalize it, you're going to need some more steps, right? So I will look into that further for you, or I would, if I were you, I would look into that more, right? Instead of just popping up, with your vehicle. But for the most part, people use Uber, like I said before. So again, I would definitely look further into that. I heard there was no seasoning in Merida, Mexico. Come on, man. No seasoning in Merida, Mexico? Are you serious? I mean, if you're looking for like Lowry's or like, Sazon and stuff like that, I haven't seen any of that kind, but definitely has seasoned spice, herbs, all that stuff here. But no seasoning in Mexico is like saying no clan in North America, right? And we just know that's not true, right? So there's definitely seasoning here. I mean, again, you just have to know where to look, Once you get here, try to be, get as much resources as you can to make your stay better here. Like those, for instance, where to shop and, where to get fresh vegetables and, spices, herbs, all that stuff is definitely in abundance here. So, make sure when you get here, you get out and you hit the markets up and the locals and things like that. All right, is there any Hennessy in Mexico? When I first heard this question, I cracked up when I first read this. I was like, Hennessy? But, it's definitely a real question. Nevertheless, Hennessy is definitely here. Hennessy VSOP, Hennessy XO too as well. But the pure white Hennessy, I haven't seen. but that doesn't mean it's not here. Personally, I have yet to try it. I've heard of it before, you know, when I left the States and stuff like that, but I'm gonna see if I can bring, you know, one of those back when I do definitely visit the States again. With these things in mind, knowing that you have these things here, you should also know that these things are, you know, imported items, right? And so many other these things to be available here, right? So when you see these things, you know, you have to expect these things that are imported to have imported prices. You know, those prices are definitely passed on to you, right? It doesn't get, you know, less expensive because it's in Mexico. You know, that's just wild, right? You want, say for instance, Dr. Bronner's soap, right? You know, it's gonna cost you. And the bottle isn't like the big ones, you know, the ones in the state, the bigger size. It's the size kind of like under that, you know? And it costs just about the same for the big one, you know, because of the import, right? So I paid about maybe 335 to like 345 pesos a bottle. That's like maybe $17, $18 USD, depending on, you know, where the peso was at that time, right? You want the latest electronics, you want the latest iPhone, or any of the quote-unquote brand name things, you know, anything imported is going to cost you more here. You know, it's just pretty much worldwide, right? Even if you have someone buy these things in the States and have it mailed to you, you know, from the States, you know, you have to expect a VAT tax, right? You know, when FedEx show up at your door, or DHL, for instance, you know, they may have your package, they're going to have your package, but they're going to say, you know, it's cost 1,700 pesos. So don't be alarmed when, you know, they ask you, you know, they tell you that's a fee, right? It's a tax, right? 9 out of 10 times they don't speak any English, not that much, right? If they do, they don't speak that much English. So understand that. So do have some pesos ready when you do, you know, order something, right? They're not trying to beat you, you know, it's not a scam or nothing like that. It's called a VAT tax, right? So look into that when you're ordering things and stuff like that. I mean, Mexico got to eat too, right? Let's see what else. What's the best mall to shop at in Merida? The best mall, you know, there's several malls here, but the best one I would have to say is between Altabrisa and I would say the Gallerias, right? Yeah, Altabrisa and the Galleria for sure. You know, all the malls have something that the other one doesn't pretty much have. You know, it's like that kind of thing. Like, you know, one mall may have H&M and another mall may have Forever 21, or one mall may have Chanel and the others, you know, may have you know, Sephora or something like that, right? Like say the Galleria, I mean like the Harbor Mall for instance, right? It has restaurants outside that have like patios, you know, outside dining. They have like a really huge fountain and a zip line that pretty much stretches across, you know, the fountain, right? But it hasn't opened yet. Hopefully it opens this summer. And again, they have restaurants like on the first, second, I think the first and second level. There's all type of seating and stuff like that all around the fountain. But whereas in the other malls, they don't have that. Like, say for instance, Altabrisa Mall has IHOP, Fuddruckers, PF Chang's, right? And then say the Gallerias, they would have a food court. They would have like Carl's Jr., Alabama, I think it's Alabama Mama, and a few other different ones like that the other malls like wouldn't have, you know, stores like that. But there's kids clothes, there's sneaker stores, you know, there's not no Foot Lockers or anything like that, but they do have you know, sneaker stores here, stuff like that. Again, these name brand things are going to be you know, the importers, so they're going to cost you more. So say, you know, at a mall, the Grand Plaza, right? They have a store, a sneaker store, and I forgot the name of it, but they have some red ones in there, the J's, right? And they were, you know, I think like $650 USD, right? Whereas in the States, you know, you probably pay, you know, 300, you know, 350, 400 maybe, right? So it's because these things are imported, right? So again, yes, those are the two best malls that I think. I shopped at pretty much all the malls here. All the malls are pretty dope. Like I said, the harbor is more outside. You have the Gallerias, you have La Isla Mall, you have Alta Brisa, you have Grand Plaza. Oh, you have City Center. Like City Center, they have a really dope wine store, whereas the other malls they don't have that, right? So that's pretty much a wrap on the video. Again, I got a palm tree breeze to catch. Even though it's nighttime, the city comes alive at nighttime because once the sun goes down, you know, it's cool enough for people to go out. So I'm going to catch this palm tree breeze. And you already know Nomadic Sober with the info, we're in a Nomadic run to 1,000.